Even in silence I speak of you. Every quiet moment, every word I hold back, every smile I give without reason. It's all you. Lately I've been quiet, not because something is wrong, but because something is so right, so full of meaning, that even words feel too small to carry it. Maybe she's noticed. Of course she has. She notices everything. She always does. I come home a little later. I take longer to answer her texts. I smile at random times, especially when I'm alone. And when she asks, "Is everything okay?" I pull her into my arms, press a soft kiss on her forehead and whisper, "Everything's perfect." She doesn't believe me entirely, but she doesn't press too hard either. That's her way. Gentle, patient, loving, even when her heart is full of quiet questions. The truth is, I'm hiding something. Not a bad secret. A beautiful one. A surprise I've been building piece by piece behind her back, not to deceive her. Never that. But to create something so powerful, so full of love, that it will leave her breathless. The same way she leaves me breathless, simply by being who she is. It all started one night, when I overheard her talking to her mom on the phone. She thought I was asleep. I wasn't. I heard her say, "I know he loves me. I just hope he sees how much I love him too." My heart broke and melted. At the same time, that one sentence changed everything. She's always been the one to give more. She packs my lunch even when I don't ask. She sends sweet voice notes on the busiest days. She keeps little memories like treasures, movie tickets, notes, blurry photos. She loves quietly, but deeply, and I realized I hadn't matched that depth, not the way she deserves. So I decided it was time to show her that I see it all, that I feel it all, that I carry every small thing she does in my heart like it's gold. I started reaching out to the people closest to her, the ones she doesn't even know I remember. Her cousin, her best friend, even her childhood neighbor. I asked them for help, for memories, for insight. I wanted every part of the surprise to say, "I've been paying attention," even when I didn't say it out loud. One of them asked, "You're doing all this by yourself?" I smiled and said, "She's worth that much, and more." I took time off work without telling her. My boss didn't ask questions. He just said, "Don't mess it up." Every day after work, I chipped away at the plan. I made secret calls. I saved money. I wrote things down in a notebook she doesn't know exists. I even made a hidden folder on my phone, protected by a fake app. She caught me once, smiling at my screen. "What are you hiding?" she teased. "Nothing," I replied, and she narrowed her eyes, suspicious but playful. I found myself walking through places I never cared for before. Craft stores, small flower markets, jewelry shops. I didn't buy anything yet. I was observing, learning, making sure that when the time came, I'd get everything just right. Some nights after she's fallen asleep, I sit alone in the living room and close my eyes. I picture her face when she sees it all. The look of wonder, the slow tears, the smile that says, "I didn't expect this." That image gives me strength. The hardest part has been acting normal. At dinner, I nod as she talks about her day, hiding the excitement bubbling inside me. When she tells me I've been calm lately, I laugh, but inside, I'm counting the days. I want to blurt out, "You have no idea what's coming," but I stay quiet. I want her to feel the surprise all at once. I want her to feel seen, not just loved, but understood. She started noticing more. The way I leave earlier in the morning, the tired look in my eyes, the way I keep my phone close even when checking the weather. I can see the worry in her gaze, but she doesn't accuse. She doesn't push. She waits. One night, she asked softly, "Is there something you're not telling me?" I wanted to tell her everything. I wanted to hold her and say, "I'm building you a dream." But I just kissed her forehead and said, "You'll understand soon." Her eyes were confused, even a little afraid. But she didn't press. She just held on tighter. To ease her worry, I did the small things. I cleaned more. I made her favorite tea without her asking. I watched those emotional shows she loves, the ones where someone always cries by episode 3. Still, she stayed on edge. Because when someone you love changes their rhythm, Your heart naturally fears the worst. You wonder, is he slipping away? But I wasn't. I was getting closer. The plan was finally taking shape. Her best friend helped me pick a small, cozy venue. Nothing grand, just warm. A space that would feel like love itself. I printed out photos. Real ones. Not phone images. Memories we made. That time she laughed in the rain. That moment in a crowded room when she quietly slipped her fingers into mine. I wanted her to see those memories again. To feel them. I also wrote a letter, not typed, handwritten, words I had never said out loud. Things like, "You saved me," and "You made me believe I was good," and "Loving you taught me to love myself." I folded it and placed it inside a little wooden box I'd bought at a street market months ago. She once walked past it and said, "That's pretty." She didn't think I noticed, but I did. I always do. She never asks for much, but she gives everything. At home, she kept watching me, her eyes searching for clues. The silence between us felt heavier now. So one evening, I sat beside her, held her hand and said, "I know I've been distant, but I promise, it's not to hurt you. Just trust me a little longer." She didn't say anything at first, but she squeezed my hand tight and whispered, "I'm trying." And that broke me a little, because I knew how hard that must be, waiting without answers, hoping without clarity. The day of the surprise was getting closer, and my heart was pounding louder. I was nervous, excited, scared, thrilled. Her sister was now part of the plan too. They helped me pick her dream outfit, a soft floral dress like the one she once admired in a movie. I even recorded a video, a raw, honest message in a quiet park. I told her how her silence feels like home, how her voice calms every storm inside me, how I'm ready to give her everything. But at home, the distance was becoming harder to hide. She smiled less, looked at me less. I caught her staring at an old photo of us, her eyes blinking fast like she was holding back tears. She didn't want me to see, but I saw, and it pushed me even more. So I left a note by her bedside. No name, just a whisper on paper. "Please don't give up. Something beautiful is coming." She didn't mention the note the next day, but when I left for work, she walked me to the door, a small gesture she hadn't done in weeks. She didn't say much, but the way she looked at me, it felt a little softer, like maybe, just maybe, she still believed in me. And that was all I needed. The morning of the surprise came. The sky was soft gray, calm, the kind of morning that felt like the world was holding its breath. I stood by the window, heart racing, whispering to myself, "This is the day." The place was ready. Candles, lights, her favorite song, the video, all hidden inside a quiet little garden near where we first held hands. I told her we had a small dinner plan. She nodded, unsure but willing. The ride there was quiet. She looked out the window, probably wondering if tonight would be the night everything fell apart, or everything came together. And when we arrived, and she stepped into that little glowing space, and the lights came on, and her song began to play, and she saw the photos and the people who love her, and the way I looked at her like she was the whole universe, everything changed. Her face lit up. Her hand reached for mine, and in that moment, every silent second, every unspoken word, every hidden plan finally made sense. She looked at me with eyes full of tears, wonder, love, and I finally broke the silence. "I've been speaking of you in every quiet moment," I said, even when I wasn't saying a word, and she whispered back, "I know." She reached up and touched my face, her fingers trembling just a little, and I leaned into her hand. In her touch, I felt everything: relief, surprise, forgiveness, love. She didn't ask questions. She didn't need to. Because sometimes love doesn't need explanations. It just needs presence. And in that moment, we were both fully there. No more hiding. No more guessing. Just us, surrounded by quiet beauty and everything unspoken finally brought to light. I walked her slowly through each corner of the space. She paused at the photos, laughing at some, growing emotional at others. She read the letter. Her fingers gently traced the words as if she could feel my heartbeat inside the ink. She opened the wooden box and smiled, that soft smile that only she has. And then she turned to me, eyes wide and wet. And she said the words I didn't even realize I was waiting to hear. "You didn't have to do all this, but I'm so glad you did." And I replied, "You've always done so much for me without asking. I just wanted you to feel what I feel every day, loved, completely." She leaned her head against my shoulder, and we stood there in silence. But this silence was different. It was full of answers, full of truth, full of connection. The kind of silence that heals, the kind that speaks louder than any grand speech ever could. The rest of the evening passed like a gentle dream. People came and went. Some cried, some smiled. Her mom hugged me a little longer than usual. Her best friend mouthed, "She needed this," from across the room. And she never left my side. Her fingers stayed laced with mine the whole time. I knew, in that moment, that I had done it right.